Thank you. Today we're going to look at the mail and answer some of the questions you've sent us. My wife, Mrs. Ruth Peale, and I try as hard as we know how to answer every letter that comes to us. Maybe some of you folks today will find these questions and answers useful in your life. If you'll be good enough to write me about it, care of this station, I'll try to read your letter on the air. Now I see that Ruth has the first letter ready for today.
A lady in the South writes, I go out of my way to be nice to my husband's family, but he is not considerate of mine. What do you suggest?
Many a marriage will start breaking up when a wife will say, you criticize my mother. Well, I want you to know that my mother is better than your mother. And on such an infantile basis, cleavages begin to arise. Now, if a husband and a wife can go off by themselves and each criticize the other's parents, then I really believe that they'll learn how to discuss things rationally, without emotion and without pressure, and they can usually be worked out satisfactorily.
Norman, you remember the number of times that your mother made it quite apparent to me that she didn't think I was quite good enough for you. And this was something that I had to learn to overcome and to love her in spite of her great love for you, which was a protective love, and she thought nobody was quite good enough for you.
Well, of course, maybe she was right about that.
But I soon proved both you and her wrong. Our next letter after this word. From Florida comes the final letter. I have a great fear of death and what comes after. Please help me overcome this.
Learn more about death, and you won't fear it so much. Doctors say death itself is not painful. Sickness leading to death may cause suffering, but physicians and nurses report that at the final moment, a great wave of peace seems to lift one into the next life. I have made a long study of the reactions of people at death and find that those who can tell of what they see always talk wonderingly of light, music, beauty, and the faces of loved ones. Socrates said, no evil can happen to a good man either in life or after death. Death is a natural process and refers only to the body. It's like casting aside a garment no longer useful. That's all the time we have today. You may write to me, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, care of this station, and Ms. Peale and I will try to get to your letter as soon as we possibly can.